This was probably one of the best dinners I've ever had this year, and like we're at the end of the year. Okay, so I'm heading to the Blue Mountains today because I have a friend visiting me. She's never been to Sydney before. This is her first time, and they wanted to go to the Blue Mountains, and so we're heading to the Blue Mountains. Okay, we're currently walking towards the Three Sisters. It's like a 20-minute walk there and back. The last time I came here, I think it was like 2 years ago, but today is surprisingly cold. And I'm wearing my sister's ski jacket because it's so windy and cold, but it is so nice. Yeah, last time I came here, there were so many people just like lining up to take a photo right on this podium, but today there's like no one. When you're here, like when you're at the Blue Mountains, you can actually walk further to get as close to the Three Sisters as possible down there, which is where we're gonna go. Okay, we are making a super quick pit stop here at home, and then we're going to be heading out very shortly. So the Blue Mountains trip was really nice. I think my friends really liked it. And then we actually stopped by Lura for a little bit just to explore and then get a quick snack. And if you guys have any recommendations on Sydney restaurants that visitors should definitely hit up, please let me know. Like, I have a list in my head, but I'd be pretty keen to hear your thoughts as well. Anyway, the reason we're heading out very shortly is because yesterday night, I got a very last minute invite to this launch event at a new restaurant in Sydney. So like naturally I was curious, so like I Googled it, and oh my goodness, it was like an automatic yes for me. So I looked up the menu and they offer like a 10-course Kaiseki, which is kind of like a degustation. And it's in a really beautiful building that I've never been to in Circular Quay. And then I saw how much this typically is per person. Never in my entire life have I ever had a meal that cost $380. Like, I'm equal parts curious and excited about what a meal would be like. Like, what are we actually eating? Are they serving everything on like a gold plate? I guess we'll find out tonight. But first I gotta change. Yeah. It was super windy earlier today, but the winds seem to have died down a little bit, which I'm super grateful for, because with the strong winds, like my nose suffer a lot and my hay fever plays up. We're now heading to take the light rail. I'm heading to Circular Quay. I can of course walk, but okay, so I was here alone for a long while, and I am so grateful that my friend has turned up. Annie from Annie's Bucket List is going to be here tonight, and I feel less alone now. We're having 10 courses tonight. I'm ready. I'm wearing my stretchy dress. I'm ready. Hello. This part is going to be a voiceover. So firstly, this restaurant, it looks beautiful. So we're having a 10-course Kaiseki, which I was told is very similar to a degustation. This was the appetizer. This is a clam dish with a really citrusy jelly that reminded me a little bit of a ponzu. This is asparagus and walnut miso, and my favorite of the three, the duck breast and mustard. Oh, and there were matching wines for every single course. Look at my face. I loved it. Then we had a chawanmushi. This is super silky steamed egg with black truffle and sea urchin. This was, hands down, one of the most extravagant chawanmushis I've ever had. Next up, we have an oyster, but not just any oyster. There's beluga caviar and ponzu vinegar. I mean, what can I say, guys? It was amazing. This next one is a flame grilled dish. This is Alfonsino with mashed potatoes and shisho leaf. It was sweet, delicate, but not super oily. I always make the same face. It was good. Then, oh my goodness, this was probably my favorite dish that night. A plate of seasonal sashimi. We were told to eat this in an anti-clockwise direction, starting with the tuna akami. You can't tell by my face, but I love it. Then kingfish sashimi, squid and sea urchin. I think I was too shy to give a reaction, but it was really yummy. Then we have scallop, scampi and roe. Oh, there we go. We have a reaction. Sea bream, and last but definitely not least, the tuna chutoro. Oh gosh, that just melted in my mouth. It was so good. Okay, I know I haven't been talking to the camera at all this entire experience, but I just had to pick it up and speak to you and let you know that sashimi, that was absolutely insane. Everything was so incredibly fresh. And that last piece that I had, the chutoro, it just melted. Like, it just melted in my mouth. We meant to eat it like anti-clockwise. Everything was so good. I don't know how they would have any other dish that would top that. Amazing. But we are just halfway through. Next, we have lobster tempura with white seaweed and sea urchin. FYI, if you do end up coming here, the matcha soda is on the side of the plate. I thought that was just decoration. Then we had abalone, bonito stock, and green pea soup. The soup definitely tastes like pea. I crack up every time I listen to this. I'm just like, this definitely tastes like pea. Back to the video. And after that, we had grilled ozaki A5 ribeye. They cooked it right in front of our eyes. As delicious as this was, I don't think I can have too much of it because there's just so much marbling and fat content in this beef. But honestly, I mean, I can't complain at all. Then they open up this suitcase of glass. This is when we got to choose our own sake cups, and these are all handmade. Apparently one person can only make about 30 to 40 cups a year. I was telling everyone on my table how much I wanted rice when we were having that beef dish, and all my dreams came true in the second last dish, this rice set with crab and foie gras on rice, scampi miso soup and pickles. Yes, it was super Moorish, and the only thing that would make this even more perfect was more rice. Okay, then we had desserts, a strawberry jelly and a gelato monaca. This was my favorite dessert of the two, with matcha, gelato, mochi, and red bean. You guys know I'm not a huge dessert fan, but this I would go for seconds. That was where we were. Guys, this was hands down one of the best meals I've had this year. And I'd love to go back again, but I think restaurants like this, it's kind of like a place that you go to celebrate pretty big milestones. And, you know, I'd love to one day take my parents there as well. But yeah, I'm glad I documented this little food adventure because I can look back on it repeatedly until I go back again. Anyway, thank you so much for watching till the end. I hope you're enjoying this Vlogmas series so far. And I'm going to get to editing, and I'll see you very, very shortly. Bye. Surprisingly, like, I'm not overly full to a point where I'm uncomfortable. Okay, the phrase I'm looking for is I'm comfortably full. Like, I don't need to run to Macca's for a cheeky cheeseburger. But yeah, wow, that was amazing.